Alright, hello and welcome to a quick video that you're probably really not expecting, but it's here anyway. I told you I was not going to be back until after the New Year on Monday, January 4th, I believe it is. But I want to do this video now, and there'll probably be a day or maybe two after I've actually filmed it, but nonetheless, it should be before January 4th. And that is because I just saw the movie In the Heart of the Sea. Now, it came out on December 10th. It's directed by Ron Howard. It stars Chris Hemsworth, better known as Thor from the Marvel movies. And it got a really, really bad rap. Rotten Tomatoes had it at like 47% or something, which is a big splat. IMDb gave it 7 out of 10, which isn't too bad, but it's not great either. And Metacritic, I think is the name of that website, they gave it a 40-something too. So this film did not get very good ratings. But I still wanted to see it. I just read Moby Dick this summer, because I had heard about this movie like a year ago, and I've been waiting for it to come out for a while. I thought it was going to come out in March. I think it was supposed to, and then they delayed it. So I've been waiting to see this for a while. And even though I heard the bad reviews, I still wanted to go see it. And I'm glad I did. This is one movie. Now, I usually can't agree with the critics on most things. Be quiet, Bird. Star Wars, I thought it was good. The critics thought it was good. Jurassic World, I thought it was good. The critics thought it was pretty good. What is your problem, Bird? Let me talk. I'm talking, not you. This isn't your video. But then there's a few movies every once in a while where I have completely different opinions from the critics, whether it's they thought it was awful and I thought it was great, and every once in a while they think it's great and I thought it was awful. The number one example of that being 2001: A Space Odyssey. I still cannot see why people love that movie so much, but you're entitled to your opinion. But this is one of those movies where I thought, wow, why does this have such bad reviews? And so some of the reasons include Chris Hemsworth, the main actor. His accent, his fake Boston accent goes in and out. I did notice that. It detracted a little bit, but it certainly wasn't enough to ruin the movie. And the other main flaw that critics were giving it was that it had uneven pacing. First of all, I didn't think it did. I thought it had pretty decent pacing. Near the end, some people might think the ending's a little boring, but I thought it was necessary, and I thought it was interesting. I was glad they included that. But some people might find it boring. I can see why they would, but I thought it was okay. And they were saying, oh, the whale's only in it for 5 minutes, and he comes really early in the movie. That's a lie. That is a straight-out lie. The whale does not come until at least halfway through the movie, possibly even later. And there's plenty of other whales throughout the movie, and the main whale comes back. And the last time you see him is maybe 25 minutes before the end. And he comes back like 3 or 4 times. And like I said, there's other whales that keep you interested before you see the big main whale. One thing about the whale I found very interesting was that it's not an albino whale like Moby Dick was. The reason that he's at least partially white is because he's been in a bunch of battles and he's got scar tissue and stuff, so he's still at least half gray. He's like a mottled gray-white, and I thought that was an interesting take on the white whale story. But anyway, back to why people hated it so much. Those were really the two main complaints. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so those are the two main complaints I saw. And they were just like, oh, it's a stale movie, whatever. I didn't think it was. I thought it was an amazing movie. I thought it was very well done. The acting, other than the accent going in and out, I thought was pretty great. The score by Roque Banos, I hope I said that right. I'd never heard of him before, but I listened to it and I heard some of it in the movie. I thought it was quite good as well. The special effects, pretty good. Not the best I've ever seen, but they're pretty good on the whales and stuff, and the ship. Practical ship used for quite a lot of it, at least when they're walking on the ship and stuff. The costumes look good. I really like this genre of old naval movies. This isn't so much a naval movie because they're not fighting other ships, but they're on a ship and they're whaling. There's no ship fighting in this, but there are storms, there's some sharks in there, whales, and then of course in the latter half of the movie there's starvation, and they're stranded out at sea for more than 3 months. I don't want to give away too many spoilers because I want you to see this movie. This is a great movie. You should see this movie. I understand this isn't something that everybody's going to like. Not everybody likes this genre of movie. But I loved it, I thought it was great, and I would recommend it. If you don't agree with me, fine. But I would at least say give it a chance. Give it a chance. Put it on for a little bit and see if you get into it. Because I thought it was amazing. Most people are going to be like, what? You can't say that. It's blasphemy. But I'm going to go and say it anyway. I thought this was almost as good as Star Wars 7. I really did. And it's a true story, too. And if you don't agree with me about how the pacing was at least decent, then just let it fall back on this is a true story, or this is at least mostly true. It's at least based on a true story. So because of that, if it does have any pacing flaws, you know, I can deal with it because I know that they're trying to give me a decent story. And it starts out with Herman Melville, who is the author of Moby Dick, visiting this man who was on the ship, and he really the man that was on the ship really doesn't want to tell Melville the story. So it cuts back and forth a little bit in the movie, going back to this man telling Melville his story, and there's some interesting scenes there. And one of my favorite scenes at the end. This isn't really a big spoiler or anything, but right at the end, as Melville is leaving and he's going off to write Moby Dick, the guy that was telling him the story, I forget his name, but he tells him, you know, they've started finding oil under the ground now. And so they're realizing that all this whaling that they've been doing for years, all the whales that they've killed, and all the men that have died doing this, has really almost been in vain. Now, it wasn't in vain, because they didn't know about it. But it's a very interesting little thing that they throw in there. And there's just a lot of great things in this movie. And, you know, the actors, Ron Howard had the actors go on a diet for a while to make it look like they were starved. It's not CGI crap. Now, CGI is good, but not on people. You can't do it on people. It just does not look good. So he actually had them go through this. And it pays off. This is a very, very underappreciated movie. Let go of that. And I hope that, you know, when it comes out on DVD and streaming and stuff, that people will take the time to watch this. Because the holidays are a busy time. There's already bigger movies coming out, you know, Star Wars, Creed was supposed to be a surprisingly good movie. I haven't seen it, but I would like to because I saw that it had good ratings. But you cannot always go by the ratings. That is what I have learned from this. I already knew that, but this one really hammered it. Nailed that into my brain. Because I just don't understand why it garnered so much hate. This is a good movie. And honestly, unlike other movies that I personally like, that most people don't like, Jurassic Park 3 is a big example. You know, I can see why people don't like that. I can see why it has flaws. And this movie does have some flaws. Be quiet. But there's certainly not enough to ruin it. This is a great movie, at least for me. So, go. By the time this uploads, there's probably only going to be about 2 more days to go see it. I believe Thursday, the 31st, is the last date you can see this movie. It's already on very limited screen times. They were only showing it like 2 times today that I saw it. One at 4:30 and another one at like 10 o'clock at night. Because mostly, I'm sure, because of the ratings it's gotten. But if you can't go see it before Thursday, when it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, streaming, whatever you use, give it a chance. This is a great movie. So anyway, this is just kind of a video, an impromptu video that I wanted to throw out there for your viewing pleasure, and so that, you know, you can hear at least one good rating about this movie, because I loved it. It does not deserve 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. It should at least have a tomato, if not a fresh rating. It should at least be around in the 60s or 70s. And even that, I think, is not doing it justice. But as it is, it's in the 40s. So we need people to go see this. And, you know, this kind of movie is definitely a dying breed, and I hope that they'll make other movies like this because I thought it was great. I've always thought The Shark Attack in 1916. If you don't know about that, there's a great book called Close to Shore. It's an amazing read, and it's a great true story. I've always thought that has deserved a movie, and based on the success of this movie, it's probably not going to happen. One more thing before I go, I did want to say one thing, and because I'm sure you're probably wondering, why are you doing a review on this movie but not like Star Wars or any Jurassic World? I didn't do a review for that either. Honestly, I don't really know. The main reason I wanted to do this one is because I felt so passionately about my opinions as opposed to the critics' opinions. I mean, it just struck me as, why? Why? But if you'd like to see more Bill Brick 09 movie reviews, I'm happy to do them, just as long as there's an interest, of course. Movies that I go see, I mean, I'm not a movie critic, I'm not going to go see every movie that comes out, but, the movies I do go see, if you would like to hear my opinions on that, let me know in the comments on this video or any other video. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be back officially on Monday, January the 4th. I got some great stuff lined up for your viewing pleasure, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time. Go see In the Heart of the Sea, or at least when it comes out, watch it then, and goodbye.